Hey guys, good morning. So, most people that have watched the channel know that I am a Redding, California local. My name is Brian Schuster. I have a YouTube channel called Exposing Bethel. That's where you're watching this right now. I've got about 15,000 hours of research into Bill Johnson and his Masonic Luciferian sex cult that he murdered my best friend. He's kidnapped my son using his influence in this town. So I'm going to try and keep this short. You need to go over here to the pedophile pastors playlist. Right here. Pedophile pastors playlist. This will give you a whole list of the people who are touching minor children at Bethel. How one of Bill Johnson's co-conspirators named Darwin Hobbs tried to take me home with him to be able to have sex with me. Are there more proofs that Bethel has a pedophile sex cult? This is Kimberly Johnson. This is Bill Johnson's now ex-sister-in-law.
Redding's One Safe Place and Children's Legacy Center are combining. The nonprofits will share an updated mission statement as well as core values during the next 13 weeks while they form one.
Please go look up legacy and Freemasonry, because legacy is one of the biggest buzzwords there is. But Mike Mangus, and Mangus is a magi, he is a magician. Mike the magician has this video on Channel 7.
Organization. It makes sense. Kimberly Johnson has been the CEO of both organizations. They'll also be launching a new name this year. We're going to take it to.
So this butterfly is a pedophile logo. The last logo for One Safe Place is a Vesica Pisces. It's a vagina. It's another pedophile logo.
Word every single week that represents a core value for who we are as an organization, and then we're going to associate that word with how it fits into our program, our culture as an organization, and it's all going to culminate to being able to announce the new name of our new nonprofit.
Helping victims and providing trauma-informed care will remain at the core of their work. The updated mission statement will be released next week. Some other things they'll be sharing soon are their latest projects and programs, including an upgraded shelter and a new transitional housing program for human trafficking and domestic violence victims getting back on their feet.
Human trafficking.
Redding's One Safe Place and Children's Legacy Center are combining. The nonprofits will share an updated mission statement as well as.
So Kimberly Johnson is running a place that is for human trafficking victims, while her and her family are the human traffickers. Remember that butterfly that Kimberly just had? And a butterfly logo means they don't have a preference of sexuality, boys or girls. So this video is only 1 year old, which is why I'm bringing this up. There are not a lot of places where Kimberly Johnson is on YouTube.
Helping youth address adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. They say higher ACE test scores are more common.
Remember that the ACE has to do with Freemasonry. If you go back and you watch the video that talks about T.D. Jakes and his daughter having the Ace of Spade tattooed on the back of her neck, it has to do with the snake going up the spine in Freemasonry. When the snake gets to the pineal gland, it opens up and it becomes the third eye. Well, this is directly connected. They're calling this part of their services the ACE. So, here is a Masonic star. all the Masonic stars are right up against Kimberly Johnson's Children's Legacy Center. That says that they don't care if it's boy or girl. That says the pedophile doesn't care if it's a boy or a girl. The Masonic Legacy Society, down here on the bottom right next to Banning Leapshire, says Darwin Hobbs, and that faggot tried to take me home with him during a CD release party at Turtles Music in, I think, 2000 or 2001, 2002, something like that. And now he's out on tour with all of these other pastors, and he is gay. You can go and watch the video that I exposed him. The Ace Freemasonry spine likely refers to the 33 vertebra of a human spine, a concept in Freemasonry where the highest degree, the 33rd degree, is said to represent the human head atop the 33rd vertebra of the back. This symbolism is a philosophical interpretation found within Masonic tradition and can be traced to writings and figures like Pike and Hall, and the term ace is not a recognized part of the Masonic symbolism and may be a misunderstanding of a separate reference. Being as that Gas Monkey Garage is all Masonic symbolism, that monkey inside the car is wearing a fez. It's got the black and white checkerboards, and it's got the spade. And he just happens to be from Dallas, Texas. So the reason I'm making this right now is that somebody asked me to go look at Life Church, and their Life Kids has the pedophile swirl behind it.
Weddings One Safe Place and Children's Legacy Center are combining. The nonprofits will share an updated mission statement as well as core values during the next 13 weeks while they form one organization. It makes sense. Combining, the nonprofits will share an updated mission statement as well as core values during the next 13 weeks while they form.
Why did Mike emphasize the 13 weeks so much? And how come it's not 12 weeks? And how come it's not 14 weeks? How come it's 13? Because 13 is the number of the Templars and the rebellion, where Jacques de Molay got burned at the stake on Friday the 13th. And that's the reason that Bethel's letter B in their logo is a hidden number 13, is because these people are Templar pedophile occultists.
One organization. It makes sense. Kimberly Johnson has been the CEO of both organizations. They'll also be launching a new name this year.
We're going to take a different word every single week that represents a core value for who we are as an organization, and then we're going to associate that word with how it fits into our program and our culture as an organization. And it's all going to culminate to being able to announce the new name of our new nonprofit.
Helping victims and providing trauma-informed care will remain at the core of their work. The updated mission statement will be.
So Kimberly wants to be the person to be able to give the care to the children that she is using the court systems to kidnap and put them into her foster care system.
Released next week. Some other things they'll be sharing soon are their latest projects and programs, including an upgraded shelter and a new transitional housing program for human trafficking and domestic violence victims getting back on their feet.
So Kimberly is who's in charge of One Safe Place and in charge of Children's Legacy Center, and One Safe Place is who kidnapped my child.
Out of this little girl said something not nice to my kid. Now, if any of you are parents, you have kids, man, your kid falls and scrapes a knee and you scoop them up. Yeah. Oh, baby, you are right there. Somebody tries to say something against your kids, man. We were in ballet class the other day with my daughter Ari, who's 5 years old. This little girl said something not nice to my kid, and every unrighteous bone in my body wanted to beat the tar out of this little 4-year-old. I'm like, you don't talk to my kid like that.
As Kimberly's saying this, she's holding up her two 666 hand signs. And she's in charge of One Safe Place.
To my kid.
And she's talking about a 4-year-old.
And every unrighteous bone in my body wanted to beat the tar out of this little 4-year-old. I'm like, you don't talk to my kid like that.
But you have the right to go to the courts, tell the courts that I'm not raising my kid the way that you want my child to be raised, so you guys give my ex, who's one of the Bethelites, a free lawyer through One Safe Place so that you guys can kidnap my child and give my child to somebody who's going to continue to give you their tithes and offerings as one of your church members. This is a pedophile sex cult. Kimberly Johnson just said, I wanted to beat the living out of a 4-year-old. Sorry guys, my phone's dying because it's at 5%. So I should probably stop this. But remember that this woman was put in charge of this group, Children's Legacy Center, by people in Reading, including the police department who have their logos next to her logo. And she's in charge of kidnapping children.
To my kid. And every unrighteous bone in my body wanted to beat the tar out of this little 4-year-old. I'm like, you don't talk to my kid like that. Little 4-year-old. I'm like, you don't talk to my kid like that. Girl, I will show you your maker.
Kimberly Johnson just threatened the life of a 4-year-old little girl for talking bad to her daughter in ballet class, and Kimberly Johnson is going to introduce her to her maker by murdering a 4-year-old. And this whole group of people is inside a church and they're laughing about it.
So mad. And then I worked through my salvation with fear and trembling, and we processed my daughter's heart through it, and we came out good on the other side. But that.
So this is from 1 year ago. This is starting back off with the ACEs.
More common among Shasta County children compared to the statewide average. The test asks about traumatic experiences like abuse, neglect, as well as domestic violence. The CLC's Associate Marriage and Family Therapist tells us ACE test scores give them a look at risk factors for their clients, helping them plan out treatment.
One of the worst parts about trauma that cannot be overstated is the fact that it's kind of isolating, right? So what you see is the relational dynamics of someone who has a high ACE score is quite often very different from someone who has a lower ACE score.
Dormer says their staff has behavioral health services as well as services for youth. They also offer a foster family agency connecting kids experiencing neglect or abuse.
They also have a foster family association, group of people that they can steal your children, put them into their own foster care system. The foster parents end up getting paid thousands of dollars a month. Those foster parents go to Bethel and they're required to give 10% of their income, which includes money for human trafficking. This group is the human traffickers. Kimberly Johnson, Bob Johnson, Bill Johnson's brother, is the human traffickers. They're all one pedophile sex cult.
To a safe environment. With August being Child Support Awareness Month, Dormer tells us creating a safe and supportive household is crucial for youth. He says bringing family members.
Having a good household is crucial for youth.
This little 4-year-old. My daughter Ari, who's 5 years old. This little girl said something not nice to my kid, and every unrighteous bone in my body wanted to beat the tar out of this little 4-year-old. I'm like, you don't talk to my kid like that. I will show you your maker. I will show.
I love you guys. Come out of the beast of Babylon. Bethelites, the entire school, the BSSM is Kabbalah training. The entire curriculum is Kabbalah training. The Kabbalah is the foundation of all Freemason teachings. Kimberly Johnson is a pedophile and was not born female. If you go and watch this video, her shoulders are wider than her hips. She's pretending to have a baby bump. She's claiming that she's had 5 children, but she has an Adam's apple, you guys. It's not possible that she had 5 children. She was born male.